Supply chain management usually refers to the handling of entire production floor of goods or services starting right from the raw components to the final product delivery to the customer. Supply chain, being the integral part of any business, is highly significant for the success of that business. Among all the successful brands out there in the world, Diara is one such brand that has marked its excellence and stands out of the competition, mainly because of its efficient supply chain strategies. So, let us now see how exactly Diara has managed to attain such an exceptional success and what have been its core strategies. Welcome to Force Edu, a place where all the business and supply chain enthusiasts come for a weekly dose of knowledge. If you have not yet subscribed to our channel yet, you are missing out on a value-adding content.
Let us now quickly see how Diara has evolved over the period of time. Diara was founded by Mr. Sam Matthews in the country of Sweden. Initially, Mr. Sam used to work as an assistant in an apparel shop, and in 1965 he started his own fashion retail business named Augustus Leo to manufacture house coats. It was in the year 1977 when one of the Russian retailers cancelled a major order, and this is why Mr. Sam started selling clothes from a small outlet in his factory called Diara. Let us now see in detail the supply chain and production processes of Diara. The store managers and the sales staff updated the head office every day about the moving stock and about the customer demands. The sales staff in Diara were given the wireless handsets through which they used to inform the store managers about the pieces sold. The manager used to consolidate the data and used to send it to the company headquarters through internet. The staff also used to provide the inputs regarding the new lines, colors, styles and fabrics that the customers used to demand. Besides this, there was also a team of designers who traveled across the world looking for new designs and emerging trends.
Let us now look at some aspects of the designing part at Diara. Diara had 3 design centers, each for men, women and children apparel. Each of these lines had separate staff for procurement, design and production planning. The store managers across the Diara used to place the orders at the Diara headquarters, and there were the store specialists who collected the information from different stores across the globe. The information was then fed into the database. Also, for the feedback, they used to visit the stores periodically to assess the trends and used to provide the designers with an outline of new styles, designs and fabric. All of these activities were done simultaneously, and so the prototype was ready within a few hours. After the prototype was fixed, the designers used tools such as CAD to further enhance the color and textures. Once the designs were finalized, fabric procurement and production used to begin.
Let us now see the distribution part of Diara. The distribution center had 2 different levels which were fully automated. On one of the levels, the folded apparel were packed into cardboard boxes, then the boxes were dropped through a shaft according to the destination. On the second level, there were garments placed on hangers which were sorted based on their styles. Then there were belt systems, among which one was for folded and the other was for the hung garments. Through the automatic routing devices, these garments were then routed. The fleets of trucks took the goods to their destination. The garments were shipped out of the distribution center twice a week. Once the trucks used to reach the stores, the garment would be unloaded and put straight away as they were pre-priced and already ironed. In case of Diara, it maintained an accuracy of 98.9% in its shipments. Now let us see the store outlay of Diara. Being very particular about the stores were located in the prime locations across the world. Typically, a store used to be of a 1,200 square meters floor space. The stores were lighted with mix of halogen and fluorescent lighting. Also, the display of the clothes were given high prominence in stores. Whenever the shipments used to arrive, the codes were pasted on all the items, and this conveyed the staff the position of where exactly the clothes have to be kept.
Let us now see in detail about the production part at Diara. The fabric was cut at Diara's own high-tech automated cutting facilities based on the styles and sizes to be produced. The layers of fabric were laid on the cutting tables and were cut by the machines based on a computer layout of the sample pieces. After this process, the fabric was marked for swing. The pieces cut in were then distributed for swing among the small workshops. With fabric in stock, Diara used to be ready with the final product, including designing, pattern making, and cutting, within 10 days. The stitched garments were then sent to manufacturing centers where they checked twice for their quality, ironed, tagged and then wrapped in bags, and were sent to distribution centers.
Let us now see how Diara reaped its benefits. Unlike other retailers who took around 8 to 12 months to stock new piles of clothes, Diara was always very quick in identifying the customer trends and supply. it would procure the unprocessed and undyed fabric and use to color it only before selling it based on the need and demand of the customers. Diara used to clearly tell the customers that the styles in the stores would change every week and they might not find the same piece again. So, this prompted the customers to visit the stores again and again and buy the clothes. Also, Diara produced the products in a limited quantity and this helped when any of the styles did not make many sales. Diara sold only 18% of the clothes through the discount sales twice a year to clear the stock, while the other retailers sold around 36% of the clothes through discounts. The main advantage of Diara was their ability to respond, irrespective of any season. Diara would immediately realign its resources if any of its collection was not doing well. Instead of using low-cost alternatives, Diara adopted the practices that resulted in the higher costs, which included product lines, delivering twice a week, using planes and trucks to transport goods instead of cheaper alternatives. These increased the prices and high freight charges. But, eventually, this helped them to maintain low inventory and high profit margins. The supply chain of Diara did not minimize the costs but worked towards maximizing revenues. Diara tried its best to keep its costs low, despite manufacturing in Sweden. It owned workshops where sewing was done and wages paid to the workers were more than what they used to pay in the countries such as India and China. But despite this, Diara had the flexibility of producing and distributing garments in a few days, which was not possible in India and China.
Let us now come to the final part of the case study. Moving forward, it was opined that Diara would not be sticking to its original supply chain model, as the majority of its competitors started moving to low-cost countries. So, it was evident that Diara would also move to low-cost countries for manufacturing, to stay prevalent in the competition. Also, some analysts cautioned them against its aggressive expansion campaign. Because farther it moved away from its operations from Sweden, it would further go away from its centralized distribution system. This would then result in higher costs. Therefore, experts suggested that Diara should cover its expansion in the European markets before expanding to China. And it was also suggested that if Diara wanted to expand further, its production processes had to be decentralized and have the production centers in multiple countries along with their distribution centers. So this was all about Diara, the retail giant, which is highly regarded for its supply chain distribution system.
Thank you for watching the video. Check out our previous series on Industry 4.0 in different sectors and stay tuned to our channel, Force ADU, for a lot more of such interesting real-life case studies.